Crouse.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Tell me about getting this part, because this is a big thing. Not only is it just a big Christmas Disney movie, but this is the first time that Disney has had an African-American princess in a film. So it is not just a simple Disney movie. This is a big-time kind of historical event.
There are so many historical things happening in this film that I wasn't thinking about or counting on at the audition or even in my dreams, because it's always been a dream of mine to do a Disney film, and this was like, this is sort of like living my own fairy tale. It's like somebody, my fairy godmother was behind me and said, "Oh yeah, you'd like to do a Disney voice? Bing, you're the princess. How about that voice?" You know, I would have been more than happy to, like, I don't know, play the water bottle. I'd have been happy with that. I would have worked it out. The honey jar, a good lemon. I could make a good sourpuss voice. You know, I would have been thrilled with that. But this is above and beyond what I dreamed. And there are so many firsts in this thing. I mean, it's the first in 20 years to go back to hand-drawn animation, and I'm so glad because I missed it. Which is not to take away from 3D. I think that what 3D does is amazing, and it should never be abolished, but we shouldn't lose that classic look either. Because what hand-drawn animation does for a fairy tale, I don't know, it's like the difference between washing your sheets in powdered detergent and then throwing them in the air to dry, or washing them in the powdered detergent and adding some fabric softener. You know, this is the fabric softener.
Well, what I find about the hand-drawn animation, and particularly, like, it grabs you in this film right away. Like, in the first minute of the movie, you realize that it looks different than a lot of the other animated films we've seen recently. And what I like about it is that it feels kind of like somebody real worked on it, that it is organic in a way that computer-generated 3D kind of films don't feel that way to me.
Well, I think that there is a cleanness in 3D that works for adventure and that type of thing. I loved Monsters, Inc., which was, even though it was sort of a fantasy, it was still an adventure type of thing. But I think that when you talk about a fairy tale, there's a warmth and a softness to hand-drawn animation. You know, when I am realizing my dream, and we dream, it's hazy, it's, I don't know, there's a comfort and a softness and an ease to it. And I think that these animators are so brilliant that when you're in that bayou, they've managed to capture humidity. You can see humidity on the screen. It is so beautiful. I don't want my fairy tale to look real. Real life is here. There's enough happening in real life that when I sit down to a fairy tale, I want to feel like I'm being transported. And I think that's what hand-drawn does. And so when you talk about firsts, for me, I'm the first princess to be able to voice the voice and sing the songs. That's amazing to me. Amazing! Because that is not a given. You know, what an honor to be able to gift this, the first black princess, to young children of color and their friends and their families, because we are, you know, such an integrated society right now that there are lots of children who have cousins, who have brothers, who have friends and neighbors who don't necessarily look just like they do. It's giving them representation. It's allowing a change in the description of beauty. When you allow something to live in a child's imagination, it's really important, because that's where they live. That's where art is made. That's where life is moved forward and extended, which sounds very heady. But when you think about a laptop computer, what fool said, I'm going to take my typewriter and I'm going to be able to type out exactly what I say, and it will speak to me, and it won't even need a cord, and I'll play a movie on it. That's what I'll do. And you know somebody was sitting next to them saying, we have a pill for you. You know what I mean? That was fantasy.
Right.
It is now something that is realized. You inspire children through fantasy. So for people to be able to see, babies to be able to see themselves, it's not something that's hitting them over the head. For children to be able to see their friends, it's now the norm. It'll be the norm for them. It's not something that's ever going to have to be special again. That in itself is so amazingly special to me. I feel so honored to be able to be the person to help make that a reality. It's amazing to me.
Richard Crouse.